What's going on, family? It's your boy Bashari Jones here. KUWJ Live, keeping up with the Joneses. What we're here to inspire, to empower, to educate, to entertain, and celebrate couples and empower couples and do what it is that we can do to become better versions of ourselves, so that we can be an asset to each other individually and collectively, and come together and make marriages go. So, just actually, I'm here testing out the new camera setup we just got, working continuously to take our podcast and our information to the next level. So I actually went out and went and got the Sony ZV-E10. Boom, bada bing. So that's what I'm recording with now. Saw a lot of good reviews on YouTube. Actually, I think it was Think Media has some pretty good videos on it. So I decided to go ahead and purchase it, give it a try, and actually I really like it. And one of the things I really like about it, they talked about how easy it is to set up a webcam, for your desktop with just the USB cord, and you're able to just go right into webcam mode right on the camera, and then it was really that easy. So, I'm excited about that. Pretty dope. And I figured, since I'm testing the information out, let's go ahead and shoot a video. If I like it, I'll put it up and share it. I was kicking it with a buddy of mine earlier today. I'm not going to say who this person is, but we was talking about marriage and relationships, and I'm not going to talk about his issue that he had, or the challenge, I want to say, that he had. I'm not going to talk about the challenge, but I am going to talk about what the challenge made me think of, and hopefully I could really get my wife here in the studio with me really soon to give a woman's perspective on this. But it took me back to one of the recent books that we read, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and understanding the difference between that masculine and that feminine energy. My God, when I started learning the difference between masculine and feminine energy, it helped me understand my wife. It helped me understand myself and my wife on a totally different level, to where the communication has become a lot easier and a lot more understandable between the two of us. And one of the main things is that the book talked about, or that the author talked about in the book, is, because the books don't talk, right? The author started speaking in the book. Somebody wrote the book, but the author was actually talking about was uh, if you don't get anything else from the book, is to learn how to accept the difference between the masculine and the feminine energy, because some men are very masculine, in their ways. I'm a very masculine person in my ways. I'm a masculine male in my ways, and some men are feminine in their ways, and that's okay, and my wife, she's very, very, very feminine in her ways. She's a very feminine woman, and some women are very masculine in their way. So once you understand the difference between the two and how to make the distinction, then you can communicate a lot better, than you can understand the way your spouse communicates. Because a lot of times disagreements happen and arguments happen because you don't understand the way that your spouse communicates. And then after understanding the way that your spouse communicates, the number one thing he said, look, if you don't get anything from this, accept that your partner may just speak a different language, and you got to accept that and just understand that and just let it go. Because a lot of times we want people to be the way that we are. We want somebody to think the way that we think, and that's just not how it works all the time. Me and my wife, even though we're tuned into the same frequency a lot, which one day we'll get on and talk about, frequencies and vibrations and all that good stuff, and how it plays a part in relationships and marriages, and how you can be in tune with your partner and how that works, and how to recognize it. Even though you could be in tune, sometimes you guys just don't operate the same. Like me and my wife, we're very in tune, but we operate different. Um, she do things and responds to things different from the way that I do things and respond to things. If she's having a bad day, she want to talk about it. If I'm having a bad day, I want to analyze it. So we do things in different ways. We operate in different ways, and and it's okay, because where everybody's not the same. You know, the creator's all the same. You know, the creator gave us distinct personalities and distinct ways of being, which is great, right? It brings the world color. You know, if we all the same, it would just pretty much just be black and white. You know, but the world has color, and the world has lots of personalities, and some are animated, some are robotic. You know, so it's all good. You know, it's great the way that the creator created everything. So, you know, me and my wife, you know, we're just, you know, we speak differently, we operate differently, we respond differently. But the great thing is that we have learned to accept the differences. We have learned to accept the differences to where she knows that I'm, you know, a masculine man. I'm very logical. That when she brings a problem, I'm not going to just start talking about it because my mind is automatically fixed to think, how do I solve the problem, right? And I understand that it's not my job to immediately go into telling her, you know, what I'm thinking that will solve the problem. Sometimes it's just time for me to just listen, be an ear, give her a hug and a kiss and say, I hear you, baby. And that's it. Later on, we'll talk about the solution to the problem and how we can solve the problem and all those great things. Even though as soon as she starts talking to me, my mind is immediately going, how do we solve this problem? But that may not be what she want to hear at that time. Okay. What she want me to do is just be an open ear and listen, give her a hug and a kiss and say, okay, baby, I hear you. It's going to be okay. And that's all she want at that time, you know. So learning those things and accepting those things, because now she knows that even though I'm not like, what, girl, for real? Oh, heck no. Oh, she knows that I'm just listening. She knows that I'm thinking, and she knows that I'm a solution based and I'm thinking about solving the problem. And I know that she's venting, she's releasing, and it's just time for me to be there, and we've accepted those things about each other, you know. So and this thing could be vice versa. Sometimes it could be the man and his feminine energy, you know, wanting to vent, you know, and let those things out, and the woman can be in her masculine energy, you know, listening and protecting, you know, the emotion, and being there for the emotional experience. You know, it could be flipped. You know, it's all good. You know, man, I ain't gonna say that, bro, you soft because you in touch with your feminine energy. No, it's all good, man. Men do that sometimes, you know, and it's great to have a balance sometimes. You know, shout out to one of my homeboys, Jason Wilson, back in Detroit, who wrote the book called, you know, Real Men Cry. You know, so and that's good because we do have to get in touch with our feminine and emotional side. It's definitely an important factor for men. So I'm not going to make this video long. I'm almost 8 minutes in. Like I say, testing out the camera. So I'm going to run this thing back and look at the quality, look at the difference between the camera that I'm working with now, and I was in the camera that I was working with before, which was actually the Logitech Brio 4K webcam, which was a great camera. Don't get me wrong, it was a great camera, but you know, when I'm watching YouTube videos and I see these super clear 4K videos, I'm like, I want to participate in that. I want to be down with that. I want to get to the next level, you know, because opportunities are available, but they want 4K. They want high quality videos. I still ain't in 4K because I'm on the USB cable. So right now I think I'm getting around 720p, you know, so I do still have to get like the 4K camera capture card to actually get the 4K and the 1080p and all that good stuff. But this looks a lot better. I'm gonna tell you, just from what I'm seeing right now, it looks a lot better than what I've been seeing before. So I'm going to stop the record. I'm going to play this back. If I like it, I'm going to post it. So if you guys see it posted, then I liked it. Peace out, family.